The bye week is over, and there is a new depth chart for your Baltimore Ravens. Welcome into this edition of Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us as we catch up to speed on all the changes you need to know about heading into this weekend's matchup with the Los Angeles Rams. Before we do that, I want you to grade this Ravens depth chart. I got to tell you, I like the roster for this Ravens team. I like it a lot, quite frankly. What do you guys think? Before you see it in its entirety, put a grade on it in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F, and let me know. To the shock of no one, Lamar Jackson is still QB1, with Tyler Huntley behind him, Josh Johnson as the QB3. Things start to get interesting in the backfield, as Gus Edwards is your RB1, Justice Hill RB2, Keaton Mitchell at RB3, and Patrick Ricard your starting fullback. Now, the Ravens might not say it themselves, but the statistics tell a different story from what the depth chart actually says. Keaton Mitchell is your RB2 right now. And based on the way that he's playing and the way that we've seen his workload increase over the last few weeks, it might be just a matter of time before Keaton Mitchell is the lead running back for this Baltimore Ravens team. So far, this season, we've seen him rush for 269 yards off of 29 carries, 2 touchdowns, and he's averaging over 9 yards a carry. He and Gus Edwards been a nice 1-2 thunder and lightning punch. And credit to John Harbaugh, who told us when J.K. Dobbins went down, they didn't feel the need to bring in an additional running back, that they felt confident in their run game. And what do you know? They have one of the best rushing attacks, top 3 in about every rushing statistic in the NFL. John Harbaugh appears to be right based on the decision that they made there. So, who will be RB1 when the season concludes? Will it be Gus Edwards? Will it be Keaton Mitchell? Who is that guy? Type Gus for Gus Edwards. Type Keaton for Keaton Mitchell. Our pinned comment today. Let me know what you think. The wide receiver and tight end spots. OBJ is your wide receiver 1 with Zay Flowers as the wide receiver number 2. And Isaiah likely takes hold of the top tight end spot. Backing them up includes Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Charlie Collard, Tylan Wallace, and Devin Duvernay with that final position. Now, this kind of similar to the running back spot thing where the Ravens may not say Zay Flowers is your number 1 wide receiver, but he actually is. The statistics show him far and away as the Ravens' leading receiver. And I would argue, now that Mark Andrews has gone down, that the most important player on this offense, not named Lamar Jackson, is Zay Flowers. And Zay Flowers had a couple touchdowns last week against the Chargers before that bye week. I would like to see Zay Flowers take another step forward. I think that he has it within him to even go up further, potentially speaking. I know that he's played really good, that he's had a solid season, 58 catches, 613 yards. But with no Mark Andrews involved, I think that we could see the importance of Zay Flowers start to increase, and he could potentially end up with 1,000 yards before this season ends. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less. I'm mixing a couple of games here. I got Lamar Jackson to have more than 195.5 passing yards this weekend against the Chargers. I got Geno Smith to have more than 242.5 passing yards against the 49ers. And Justin Tucker to have more than 1.5 field goals made against the LA Rams. If I put $20 down on that, then I'm walking away with $100 if all 3 hit on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Get a $100 deposit match on your first entry. That's PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. The offensive line, as we see this group, arguably the healthiest it's been all season. Ronnie Stanley, it's been an up and down season for him. They need to see more consistency from Ronnie Stanley with all the money he's making to the left tackle spot. John Simpson at left guard. Tyler Linderbaum, one of the best centers in the league, starting that position. Then Big Kev and Morgan holding the right side of the offensive line. Now, let's go to the defense. Justin Matabuke at the defensive tackle spot, Michael Pierce at nose tackle, and Jadeveon Clowney, your starting defensive end. And credit where credit's due for Jadeveon Clowney. He has been an awesome addition for this Baltimore Ravens team in 2023. When he came in, the idea was that he would be a rotational piece, and the hope that he could have an impact, not necessarily on every play, but what we've seen from the Ravens is that they've gotten their money and then some out of Jadeveon Clowney so far this season, where he's had 7.5 sacks. He's been dependable to be an every down player. The Ravens did a terrific job. And Jadeveon Clowney, I know that there was some question marks about character and scheme fit and some of those things after things didn't necessarily work out with the Cleveland Browns. We haven't seen any of those issues with this Baltimore Ravens defense. Credit to Mike McDonald for doing a great job of scheming up things to put Jadeveon Clowney in a position to succeed. He's been awesome to watch, and I think he's still got more to come in 2023. Who was the best addition to the Ravens roster this season? So many to choose from. From Clowney to Kyle Van Noy. More on him in just a second. Zay Flowers, OBJ. What do you think? Weigh in the comment section. Tell me who your favorite addition was for Baltimore this season. Folks, we're talking about your Baltimore Ravens each and every day on Ravens Rundown. With daily Ravens news, rumors, we're bringing you watch parties and some of the bigger game days throughout the season and more. If you are a diehard Ravens fan, this is the channel for you. And the best part about it, doesn't cost you a thing. You can subscribe to Ravens Rundown absolutely 100% free. So I want you to get all your friends and make sure they subscribe to the channel. That way they stay up to date. The road to the playoffs starts right here on Ravens Rundown. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. The linebacking core for Baltimore. What a group that the Ravens have here with Odafe Oweh, Roquan Smith having a career season, looking like the best middle linebacker in football right now. Patrick Queen has been really good. He's playing the best football of his career. Then Kyle Van Noy, a late addition to this Ravens team, has been a huge impact player here. And I got to say, I think that Patrick Queen has done enough where they're going to keep him long term. I would be surprised at this juncture if Patrick Queen does not get a contract extension of some sorts. How about Kyle Van Noy? This is somebody they looked at back in July, took a little visit, ultimately didn't sign him right away. Then come September, they decide to go ahead and make the move to bring Kyle Van Noy in. What's he done? 6 sacks, 18 tackles, 5 tackles for loss. Kyle Van Noy's been awesome. So, again, got to give credit to Mike McDonald for what he's done to put these guys in a position to succeed. Kyle Van Noy has been great for this team. And you have to wonder, what would this team look like without the impact that we've seen from Van Noy and Clowney? To me, this is one of, if not the best defenses in the NFL, in a large part because of those late additions they made for players like Van Noy there. The secondary. Let's go Brandon Stephens at one side, Marlon Humphrey at the other at the corner spots, and your safety positions belong to Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton. Now, Kyle Hamilton is used in a variety of roles. We do see him at nickelback at times too, so the Ravens do have some creativity there. But you may notice behind those guys, Rock Ya-Sin and Ronald Darby. We have seen Ronald Darby get some starts this season, but what's notable is that Rock Ya-Sin spot officially being down on the depth chart. The idea with Rock Ya-Sin was that he was going to be the number 2 corner behind Marlon Humphrey when they brought him in. And for all this talk of the good on this defense, that's been one of the few disappointments this year has been that Rock Ya-Sin hasn't looked that great, that when he's been given opportunities, he hasn't stepped up, that he's been outplayed by some of these other guys. So although we've had so many positives with Kyle Hamilton's emergence and the additions of guys like Clowney and Van Noy, I've been disappointed from what I've seen from Rock Ya-Sin. Hopefully he turns it around, but it hasn't been great so far. Was it a mistake signing Rock Ya-Sin? Hindsight being 2020. What do you guys think? It's okay to admit our mistakes sometimes, although I'm never wrong. I'm just kidding. Type Y for yes, in for no. Let me know if you think it was a mistake signing Rock Ya-Sin. Last but least, the special teams unit. Jordan Stout at punter, Justin Tucker at kicker. Tucker having a bit of a down year, but a lot of confidence that he'll get back on track Tyler Ott at long snapper. Devin Duvernay at the kick and punt return spots there. And sometimes we do see Justice Hill and Zay Flowers and Keaton Mitchell and those guys getting involved there. So now that you've seen the full depth chart, what would you grade it? A, B, C, D, or F? What do you guys think? I go with about an A- personally would be my grade. I think that's a fair grade here. Give me your grade, and I'll see you next time right here on Ravens Rundown.